Yes, we are live. That's what we are, ladies and gentlemen, right here. It's, of course, what we call cruising with the case handler. I decided to take the reins this morning, right now. Okay, there's a lot to cover, a lot of ground to cover. I want to say welcome to each and every one tuning into, of course, cruising with the case handler. You can catch it each and every single weekday morning, ladies and gentlemen, right here at 8:30 on the AM. As I get things together on the flip side, of course, of the radio, I want to say thanks to each and every one who has joined me over the weekend um, as we broadcast on a Saturday between the hours of 6 and 8 p.m. and also on Sunday. It's been an incredible weekend and there's been so much that has happened. But once again, let me just quickly tell you, this is called Cruising with the Case Handlers, where we speak on personal injury and immigration right here on 93.5 WVIP FM and also, of course, on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. And just got to say, we want for you to place your questions on Facebook at, of course, David Squeeze Annakie's Facebook page. Let me just stop the Bob Marley's track called War right now. Yep, there we go. All right. So place your immigration questions, place your personal injury questions on Facebook or call us at 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Now, everybody knows, before I introduced my guest and my host, my co-host, I decided to take the reins for a minute here in jumping off this. Everybody knows what's happening out there. And everybody knows I'm not the individual to actually not address or say what it is I feel. And I think I've said enough, a whole lot, maybe excessively over the weekend, as to what I think about the racial injustice and what's happening in our society today and how it keeps getting worse. As Bob Marley said, war. Okay. Now, everyone knows I do not support violence. Everyone knows how I feel about that. Violence is never the answer in reference to anything at all, in any capacity. And ladies and gentlemen, I must commend all the people who have actually texted me, WhatsApp me, and said, Squeeze, thank you so much for doing a great job on the radio. Thank you so much for standing up for our people. I had white folks, I had black folks, I got folks, Latin folks, I got every folks who reached out to me. This is what we are, folks. We are a people and we must stand up. We should never support the injustice that's been happening. And this is all erupted because of the killing of George Floyd in an unjust manner. And of course, you know, what it is that's happening across the nation, and as it gets worse, is due to the fact that they have not addressed the other police officers. And hopefully, in my opinion, and once again, I'm disclaiming this, hopefully they address it very, very, very soon. With that said, let me get back to the show, Cruising with a Case Handler. Let me say a pleasant good morning to, of course, Adam Handler. Let me say good morning to Conrad Pollack. Let me say good morning to Nelson Madrid. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be here for at least half hour on 93.5 FM. If we do have questions, we spill over on the Facebook side. And I want to say super good morning. Adam, how you feeling, man?
Feeling frustrated, feeling heartbroken, feeling confused as to how we can use this platform in a positive way with what's going on. It's just seeing New York City burn like this. You know, my brother is a cameraman for Channel 11 News, so we get the news a little bit quicker than everybody else. We get some photographs that he sends us, and it's heartbreaking. You know, I don't even know where to start. You know, I called you about half hour ago saying, Squeeze, we got to have a different show today, and it's got to be a show about, you know, where we stand as a firm about helping human beings, you know, where we stand as a firm about trying our best to obtain justice in what seems to be a very unjust world right now. Actually, always. You know, I saw a quote, you know, racism isn't on the rise. People using these things are. And that's really what it's come down to. It's just come down to everything just being that more public, that more known. And that's a good thing, because you hear stories and you're not sure if they're just, you know, urban legends or, you know, the telephone game, this person says this happened and then this person, and all of a sudden the story's diluted. We're seeing these things firsthand with our own eyes. And I would like to think that for the overwhelming majority of us, and by us, I mean American society, and for me, I mean, you know, white guys, you know, we're just sad, because that's not, you know, really who we are, and that's not really what we stand for. We stand for justice and love and peace and helping, and especially now, like during these crazy times in which we're just trying to heal our bodies. The fact that we have to work a little bit more on healing our souls is very upsetting for me. And I know I join with my partners in how we feel about what's happening. And I'm just trying to figure a way I can help. And I guess the only way, like my wife said, is keep teaching your daughters love and peace, just the way your parents taught you love and peace. And that's the way I was raised. And I can just, carry the torch and raise my children that same way. And I guess every little bit helps, but I am down today for sure, Squeeze. I got to tell you.
Well, I got to say something to you, Adam, and your colleagues who have known for years. Keep doing what it is that you've been doing, because what it is that you've been doing is exactly what we want. Okay. Representing Black people, representing people of all ethnic group, regardless of their race, creed, color, religion. Okay. Not being biased. And I must commend you and your firm for doing that. A wonderful job, a magnificent job. I mean, I've been to PPID and it looks like the United Nations over there. It looks like the United Nations. And what I'm saying, people on 93.5, when you walk into PPID, you see people of all different race, creed, color, religion. Everyone works here. So I want to commend you guys for what it is that you've been doing as a firm, representing a people, all people. And that's what really matters, So I want to thank you, Adam Handler, the case handler. Okay, I want to thank Conrad and Nelson for what you all have been doing. It's just been very sad as to what's happening out there. And I want to say it's great to have people like you who are representing our people when it comes to the legal capacity. We need more of you. Good morning, Conrad. Good morning, Nelson. How you all feeling today? You all got that face,
Yeah.
Good morning.
What's going on?
Morning. Well, it was a tough weekend. I mean, just like Adam was just saying, I went to bed late last night, watching the news, and I'm upstate currently, and they're not far from Albany. And so I watched the local broadcast, and Albany was on fire all weekend. And last night they were talking about Schenectady, and they were trying to avoid the same thing happening in Schenectady. And the mayor and the governor and everybody just talking and trying to calm things down. And and I woke up this morning, to CNN, and the same thing. And they had in fact, I had a bit on, there's so many, but they had relatives of the various Black people that had been shot by police over the last several years, including Eric Garner in New York in 2014 and a couple of others, and just equating it to what's going on and how little progress has been made. In fact, in some respects, backtracking from a political perspective in terms of what's going on politically and how we just have no leadership, at the national level, and of course, reading about what's been going on in DC and, how they've got the president hunkered down with the protesters outside his door. And it's just, my overall feeling is one of despair as well. I feel like our country is collapsing around us, and all we can do, and as you said, our office is like the United Nations, and we don't, this whole prejudice thing does not come through PPID's doors. You know that, and anybody walking in there can see that. And we're proud of the fact that the vast majority of our clientele are non-white, are Black or Hispanic or what have you, as well as our staff. And that's always been the case. And look, I personally, I'm a liberal. I have a liberal philosophy, and I'm not ashamed of it. On the contrary, I'm proud of it. I grew up with it, and it's really difficult to watch and see what's going on, and just see how little, just the dearth of leadership coming from our government is just.
Yeah, that's the opportunity.
We're going to get into the tweets, and all of that nonsense. How it's just making things worse. But anyway, that's my take.
The operative word there, Conrad, the operative word there is leadership. And, everything that has happened over the past week up until today, I said to myself, where is the leader of the free world?
Yeah.
Where is the leader of the free world? Where is the leader that is supposed to be other people, you know. But anyway, that's not what this show is all about. But I'm very happy that we are addressing it, and I do commend you all. Nelson, you've got a very disgusted look on your face, like you're pissed off about everything.
You know, it's really hard, you know, to watch the news with a 9-year-old, and you know, we're in the year 2020 and have to explain. I mean, I think it's obvious racism is alive and well. You know, and it's disturbing, you know, to have to explain, you know, how and why things happen the way they do. And you know, as my colleagues have said, you know, just watching the news, seeing the chaos, you know, there was an interview yesterday which is really interesting, and I don't know if I should even say this. It was Fox News, and they were interviewing Professor Cornel West, and basically Cornel West was saying how this is years, you know, years. And the Fox News reporter responded and said, well, you know, pretty much, what are you talking about? You know, you had a black president who was reelected. He said, so that one black president makes up for the years of abuse and discrimination, is what you're saying. And, you know, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's, you know, it's the year 2020. I feel like we're in the 60s with the civil rights movement at the moment, you know? It's just, I'm at a loss for words.
No, you know, my kids are older. I have kids in their 20s, but just Nelson, you know, mentioning that reminds me of 9/11, you know, because our office at 225 Broadway, 3rd floor, is right around the corner from the World Trade Center. And I was there. I watched from my back window. I watched the towers go down and felt it, and felt the explosions and the smoke, you know, and the darkness that enveloped our office, you know, at 12 o'clock in the afternoon or 10 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it was. And I remember coming home, and my kids at the time were 5, 6 years old. And of course, they had came home from school. And I remember how difficult, especially my kids were even younger, but I remember how difficult it was just trying to explain to them what was going on, you know, and I don't envy you guys, you know, with young kids. And as I said, you know, maybe I'm taking a fatalistic approach here, but just with all the stuff going on, you know, it's like we are watching the United States just, you know, if not collapse, just disintegrate before our eyes, and all the things, you know, that the U.S. did after World War II to create the world order that we've had for the last 80 years, and it's just, you know, collapsing around us, and all I can say is it's a feeling of utter despair that what I feel right now, and I see it in my kids too. My kids are in their 20s now, and my kids are just joining the workforce or trying to join the workforce. What workforce? You know, it's incredible what's going on. It's just really tough times.
Yeah, very, very tough. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Cruisin with the Case Handler. It's a show, of course, where it's a show that's hosted by myself, David Squeeze Annakie, and the case handler, Adam Handler, of course, who's at the helm when it comes to personal injury. We also, of course, have Nelson Madrid and Conrad Pollack, immigration attorneys. The law firm is called PPID, also known as Pollack, Isaac, and Lisico. And of course, you know, we are just addressing what it is that's happening at the present time. And I'm very happy that my attorney friends here have addressed it and given their feelings about it. And I must commend them. And I want to say thanks to each and every one out there, once again, who have been reaching out to us and saying, Squeeze, it's, you know, I love what it is that you have done on the radio over the weekend. And here we are, and we continue with the discussion. It's terrible. It's disgusting. It's unjust. The inequality, it's terrible. And all I have to say is that it has to stop. It needs to stop. So how can we all make that happen? I think we all need to stand up. We all need to rise up, but not in a violent way. Let our voices be heard. And one of the things that I want for the attorneys here today to touch on very, very deeply, how do we harness power? How do we get power? And that is to vote. It is to vote.
Words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was thinking.
It is to vote. We, as a people, black, white, blue, or green. I mean, if you look around the United States, the majority of the people that's out there right now fighting for black lives are white people, all right? Young white people. Now, what are we all going to do? I think it's time that we harness the power that we have. I think it's time that we stop saying, my vote is not going to count. That's crap. That's BS. Every one of you out there, and I know many of my friends, I know many of my Caribbean friends, I know many of my non-Caribbean friends are saying they're not going to vote because their vote does not count. That's bull crap. All right? That's effing crap. All right? Come on. Right now, we need to vote the people out that are not helping the system, the real system, I should say. And that's the reason why I want for us to touch on quickly today about the importance of voting, the importance of naturalizing. Okay? Many people are out there, they have had their green cards. I know people that, I don't want to become a citizen because I'm going to lose my citizenship. No, that's not true necessarily. Okay? Not many companies, I mean, most countries you can get dual citizenship. So I want us to talk about that. All the immigrants that are here in the United States who have not naturalized yet, if there's 1 year that you're going to vote, it's this year. If there's 1 year that you have to vote, it's this year. And all the folks who can become citizens and have not become citizens, if there's a year that you need to become a citizen, it's this year and it's not too late. So ladies and gentlemen, let's do the right thing. If you sit back and you do nothing, that's exactly what we will get. So how are you helping? And I said it yesterday. Let's get out there. Let's vote. Let's get naturalized. You know, let's, ladies and gentlemen, get our process started where immigration status is concerned. And I'm very happy that I have the attorneys here helping in multiple capacity, from the personal injury department to the immigration department. So let's talk, gentlemen. I don't know who wants to start it about one, getting naturalized, the process, and what does one need to do? And is it possible for people to get naturalized and be able to vote by the time the elections come around in November?
Well, before we start with that conversation, I'm going to let Conrad take the lead. I think it's important that we at least, give out the number, because a lot of people are going to be listening to what we're saying right now and actually, wanting to get that free consultation to determine how and if they are eligible to become citizens. Our phone number to our firm, and we are, the official introduction wasn't done today because I'm just not in the mood, but we are Pollack, Isaac DeSico. We are attorneys. We've been around for over 50 years. I handle the personal injury department. My partners, Conrad, Pollack, and Nelson Madrid handle the immigration department. There are more of us, but we lead up our respective departments. And our number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW.
Thank you so much, Conrad. About naturalization, about becoming a citizen, about the people who are out there with green cards and are not addressing becoming a citizen, although they have that right. What do you have to say on that? And how can people—
Well, first off, just to follow up on what you were just saying, it is so important to get out there and vote. And in fact, you can see, you don't take our word for it. You see it coming from Washington. You see the anti-immigrant lobby out there, the people that are trying to restrict immigration, to try to stop people from naturalizing. They don't want you to vote. I mean, that plays into their hands. They're doing everything they can to restrict the vote, to make it more difficult to vote in different states. I mean, you don't have to take our word for it. You can turn on the television and read the newspaper. You see it every day. So by not naturalizing, by not voting, you're playing right into their hands. So, I mean, what better incentive could you possibly have than to get out there, get your citizenship, and get out there and vote? In terms of the actual requirements, you have to have your green card typically for 5 years. And if you obtained your green card through marriage to a U.S. citizen, you can apply after 3 years. You have to be physically present in the United States for at least half of the previous 5 or previous 3 years. But basically, clean criminal record. I mean, if you have some minor issues, I mean, it depends. I can't just give you a blanket assessment like this. You need to call us and we can review your criminal history. You need to be paying your taxes. You need to, at the interview, there's a civics exam that you have to take, which are pretty basic questions. In fact, I always tell my clients, if you can't pass that test, which I believe you have to get 6 out of 10 questions correct. If you can't pass that test, you don't deserve to be a U.S. citizen. There are several people in Washington these days, and I won't mention names. I'll bet you they can't even answer the questions, but they're easy ones. The processing typically takes 6 to 12 months. At this point, I don't know by filing whether you would make it, but what do you have to lose? On the contrary, immigration fees are going up. We've been talking the past week or two about the USCIS Citizenship Service running out of money. Filing fees are going up. Soon, citizenship right now costs $725 as a filing fee. It's going to be doubling this month. This is June 1st. The fee is going to be doubling more than that. So they're going to be tacking on a 10% surcharge as well to that filing fee increase. So that's another reason to file citizenship. If you've been thinking about doing it, get out there and do it. Call us. We can help you to do it. And look, only good things come from becoming a U.S. citizen. Only good things. And that's not just for you. It's for your family. It's for your descendants after them. You know, if you're going to be in this country, you want to be a U.S. citizen because you don't know what the future holds. You don't know what is going to happen in terms of immigration, just maintaining a green card. You don't know what kind of rights that green card is going to give you a year from now or 3 years from now or what have you. We don't know what the future is. Filing for U.S. citizenship helps you to protect your future. It really does.
Absolutely. And let me just give out the phone number. Everyone that's tuning into this radio program right now, and I realize that we have a lot of people tuning in. I mean, even more than the norm, you know, just to get viewpoints as to what's going on. It is extremely important that we naturalize. It's important that we, ladies and gentlemen, start sorting out our status here. Now, everyone who calls the firm will get themselves a free phone consultation with an attorney, off the air, privately and confidentially. But what needs to happen, ladies and gentlemen, is that you need to call now. Once again, you are hearing correctly. This is David Squeeze Annakie with Adam Handler, Conrad Pollack, and Nelson Madrid. We're telling you, if you call the firm now, PPID, you will get a free phone consultation off the air, privately and confidentially about your immigration need, help that you need. Call now. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. You need to arm yourself with, of course, your citizenship. That's one way. So this way you can vote, ladies and gentlemen. And I am pushing it, and I will continue to push that. Become a citizen. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. I mean, you're in this country, and yes, you have the right to choose whether or not you want to become a citizen. But do you have kids? Do you have grandchildren? I think you need to understand that in order for you to truly advocate for them and their rights and your rights, you need to actually exercise your right to vote. And that simply is becoming a citizen. Ladies and gentlemen, the number to call the firm now. Every one of you will get a free phone consultation, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. We just spoke on immigration. This show is about immigration and personal injury. Let me flip it over to my co-host, the case handler, who is a lot disgusted about what's going on in this country. But Adam, I still need for you to also let the folks know what you really do, man, because you have settled over $120 million primarily for minorities. So I want to say thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Again, I'm having a tough time getting that smiling energy out today. But you know, we can only do, like I said, we can only do what we're capable of doing, and that's, like I said, especially in the four walls of my home, teaching love, respect, and tolerance, which we do anyway. But I guess I'll step it up a little bit more. But, you know, I look back at my body of work over the past 17 years. And as you said earlier, Squeeze, 15 of those years has been pretty much exclusively dealing with the Caribbean community. And of course, by virtue of those folks who immigrate from these countries, it's Black folk. And, you know, you go to my Instagram page or Facebook page and you look at all those wonderful true life success stories, and that's who I'm helping, and those smiles are not manufactured, and that's not fake. That's who I am. It really, I can't express to you, you know, how good it feels to hand somebody that big settlement check, whether it's a $30,000 check, a $300,000 check, or a $3 million check, because then I know that I did everything I could to serve justice. And in personal injury world, justice is through monetary compensation, medical bills, time out of work, and pain and suffering. And the thing that I guess that I'm most proud of now is the fact that I'm able to do it regardless of who you are, where you're from, what you look like, and what you're doing here. If you have an accident of any kind, whether it's a car accident, construction accident, trip and fall, it doesn't make a difference. You are entitled to money under the law, and that is regardless of the color of your skin or the religion that you practice or where you were born. And I've been doing it consistently for 15 years with pride, with determination, and with an absolute it's pleasure, absolute pleasure, knowing that humans are helping humans. And I take it one case at a time, one client at a time, and I guess one human at a time. And I will continue to do so. And that's something I'm very proud of. Yes, the money, the numbers, the 100 million, 120 million, that's fun to talk about. But I think what's even more exciting is the fact that I am personally able to change lives, that I am an attorney that's going to fight for you like your family. That's an attorney that's going to fight for you, whether you look like me or you don't look like me. And most of my clients don't look like me, but we are one. And they call me, they text me on my birthday and Father's Day and Christmas and all these wonderful holidays, checking in with me, and I check in with them. And if we can just continue to take a family-based approach at our firm, which is Pollack, Isaac DeSico, then we're doing everything we can in our power to make a difference. And it truly is a family-like atmosphere, from the people that work at the firm out to the people that hire us as attorneys. And it just sucks that right now during this pandemic, we can't all come together in healing and embrace each other and share emotions. But we'll be there soon enough. But we'll use this platform, this powerful social media platform, in the same way that we're viewing the negative things, the death, the abuse, the riots. We'll continue to use this social media platform to spread love and the message about positivity and what we can do as attorneys to provide justice, whether it's personal injury or immigration, or even on the criminal defense end. Maybe we should bring Greg on this week, because he, as a former district attorney and now as a defense attorney, could give us a firsthand knowledge and experience as to how he feels the system, works or doesn't work for people that truly need it. Most of the white guys out there sitting in their homes and in their neighborhoods don't really need criminal defense attorneys. I mean, we do, but the criminal defense attorneys in the city, in the boroughs, where there clearly is an injustice and an inequality, I'm very curious as to how they're handling this and they're processing this, because it's just devastating. But I don't want to bring everybody down. The sun is shining, the weather is sweet, and like I say, to the rescue, here I am. Let's spread the love. 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529. Hopefully you won't need us. When you need a lawyer, you got a problem. But if you do, you should absolutely know that we are here to help. We want to help. And nothing would give us greater pleasure than to know that we made somebody that feels like they're the victim, that they're in power. And we want to empower everybody out there. 844-774-3529.
That's 844-774-3529, ladies and gentlemen. Just trying to get a comfortable spot here. Had a little bit of issue going on at my house there. So just wanted to make sure I clear out. Okay, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's 30 seconds before the top of the hour. Everybody switch to Facebook. Look up David Squeeze Annakie's Facebook page, Adam Handler's Facebook page, and also PPID. It's I can't even find adjectives to describe what has happened over the weekend, but call up Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico now, 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW for your free phone consultation for your personal injury attorney. That's 844-774-3529.
It's 9 o'clock.
All right, gentlemen, it's been crazy. I think I left it's been a crazy weekend, and here we are, but we still have to reiterate some of the things that that we need to address when it comes to immigration. And want to speak a little bit about the public charge I just wanted to have that reiterated, Nelson or Conrad. Very, very important that we reiterate that so that people understand what's coming down the pike. And with everything that's going on, I think things are about to get worse if people don't start taking care of their immigration status. It's extremely important that people start taking care of it. And if there's any time that people need to understand that they really seriously need to structure their priorities and handle them accordingly, it's now more than ever. So if we can touch on the public charge, I'd really appreciate it.
Go ahead, Nelson. I've been doing a lot of talking this morning.
Sure. So effective February 24th, 2020, there is a new rule that went into effect. It's called the public charge rule. Basically, there is a new form that was previously not required that is required now. It's called Form I-944, Declaration of Self-Sufficiency. It's, I believe, an 18 or 19-page form that basically puts the burden on you to demonstrate that if, you know, eventually you got a green card, you would not be a public charge. That is, you would not be dependent on the government for any type of assistance. It's not just an application. There is a lot of supporting documentation that you have to include with that application. Examples of documents that need to accompany that application are tax transcripts, credit reports, credit card statements. If you've ever filed for bankruptcy, if you've ever received public assistance in the past, it's information you have to disclose. You know, and obviously this makes it a lot harder for anyone to petition for any family member, because it's a lot. You know, what is your highest level of education? How fluent are you in the English language? And you know, again, this is all new that was not previously required, and is now, again, effective February 24th, 2020, now part of the process. Anytime you petition for a family member in the United States, it is a requirement.
And the ways that, just to jump in, the administration has added all kinds of different types of assistance that someone may have received in order to disqualify people from getting their green cards. Previously, I mean, the public charge grounds for denying applications for green card has always existed. They just made it a lot more difficult. They added a lot more teeth to ways that the government could deny your application. Now, you know, previously it used to be just welfare or food stamps. Now it's pretty much anything you can think of, any kind of relief you can think of, including SNAP, which right now is a very popular form of assistance that people are applying for. Food stamps, of course, welfare, things like that. Public housing, if you have Section 8 housing or rent vouchers that you receive, all of these things are considered as negative factors in your application for a green card. And the government will look back for the past 3 years and they'll do a tally of how much you've received. And every form of relief is counted. And if you receive 2 forms of relief simultaneously, that's counted doubly against you. Look, I've been saying all along how immigration is not your friend, how the immigration process is a minefield. No photos today, unfortunately. But it's the truth, and more so now than ever. And for that reason, you really, really do need to use a lawyer. I mean, if you're applying for adjustment of status for your spouse or your parents or your kids, you know, it behooves you to seek legal advice, and we're the ones you should be calling. And what's that number?
844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. And once again, we got to remind people, it's free. The consultation is absolutely free. If you're out of status and you need your immigration sorted out, speak with my attorney friends. All right. 844-774-3529. Speak with a full service law firm, PPID. 844-774-3529. Let me get in the sun here because I know Adam is.
You know, Squeeze, if I could just add very quickly, a majority of our callers are people who try to do this on their own and hit major obstacles. You know, I'm not going to say failed miserably, but they've hit walls, they've hit major obstacles. And now they're reaching out to an attorney because they realized trying to do it on their own was a bad idea. It's not as easy as it sounds. You've heard other attorneys from our firm who are immigrants as well say their story and basically say, look, 20 years ago, it was a lot easier than it is today. And that's basically our point, is it's not the same. Things have gotten a lot more difficult across the board.
But of course, the general, by the way, folks, the general happens to be another attorney at the firm. Okay, Alan K. He himself and yourself and Conrad noted that even with this this public charge, the forms that go with it, the attorneys, it's taking the attorneys 2 to 3 hours to actually.
No, more than that. More than that.
Yeah. So can you imagine? I mean, as an individual out there trying to actually do it and file it yourself, I mean, that is ridiculous. If you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying, don't go and file for your immigration benefits yourself. Do not do it. And it leads into the next thing that I want for you guys to comment on. All right. But once again, let me give out the phone number. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That is the number of a full service law firm. That is the number of Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. That is a number for the top, most celebrated personal injury attorney, in my opinion, in the tri-state area. And his name is Adam Handler, the case handler. He's with the firm PPID. That is the number that you all should have in your phone. Regardless of what's going on, you need to have good attorneys in your phone. You need to have attorneys that is advocating for you. You need to have attorneys who understand the immigrant nature of everything here in the United States. And that firm PPID is built on, of course, an immigrant platform. So make the call, 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. What I want to touch on, guys, quickly before I flip it over to Adam to conclude is, I mean, it's a stupid question to ask, well, it's not stupid. Should people now, especially in this climate with everything that's going on, go to an interview by themselves? Especially people, Nelson, who have had arrests, especially people who don't understand how the system works?
It's typically not something I recommend, and I don't recommend it because, you're obviously at the mercy of that officer. And if that officer doesn't necessarily know what he's doing, it's the blind leading the blind. So you can't refute what he's saying. You don't know the law, and that's a good point, Squeeze. A lot of people have a misconception. Oh, I was convicted of a misdemeanor. It's not. No, certain misdemeanors are just as bad as felonies, So I think it's important to obviously see an attorney before you decide to apply, and go with an attorney to any subsequent interview. As you would say, it behooves you. I mean, there's a big difference between going by yourself and going with an attorney.
Absolutely. Once again, folks, the number here is, believe it or not, we have had a lot of people tuning in this morning, and I'm very, very happy about that, as Adam noted. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Remember, the consultation is absolutely free. So why not call? It's absolutely free. You have nothing to lose. Get that free phone consultation with Conrad himself, with Nelson himself, or any of the magnificent attorneys that they have at the law firm. Once again, 844-774-3529. Now, let's talk about the Brooklyn office. We promised that we're going to be speaking about the Brooklyn office. Need for you guys to reiterate that we do have a Brooklyn office. Okay, and what's the address?
Well, we have an office in Brooklyn at 107 Avenue I. That's on the corner of McDonald Avenue and Avenue I. We've had an office there now since early this year. Unfortunately, it's been closed, obviously, due to the pandemic. But we hope to open as soon as possible. It's conveniently located. There's an Avenue I train station right there, right outside our window, where we hear the L cruising by our window on a regular basis. The M12 bus, I believe it is, that stops at us. Ruth, you'll probably correct me if I'm wrong in a second or so. It's very conveniently located. It's a great little office, storefront. And I'm hoping, Squeeze, very soon we're going to be able to do some of our shows from there. I'm looking forward to that.
I am ready. I am so ready. So ready for that, you know. So I got to say, I can't wait. Once again,
Well,
ladies.
I think it's going to be great for people. I know a lot of our listeners live in the boroughs in Queens or Brooklyn, you know, and they're not going to feel comfortable taking the train into the city anytime soon. You know, you could just hop in a car and drive to our office at 107 Avenue I, park down the block, and a lawyer one of us can take care of you right then and there. It's very convenient. And I've said before, I grew up in Brooklyn. I spent half my life growing up in Brooklyn, not far from there. And it was always a goal of mine to come back home and reopen a place and open a shop in Brooklyn. And so I have nostalgic feelings about having this office there as well. And I'm looking forward to spending more time there myself.
Okay, great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to conclude the show, but let me flip it over to Adam Handler after I give out this number for the firm, 844-774-3529. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind everybody, if you ever get hurt in an accident, the man that is about to speak, Adam Handler, we call him the case handler, I call him the shark. I do not believe that there's anyone in the entire United States that's going to go and represent you more and better than this individual, Adam Handler. I like the fact that he's going for the maximum compensation, okay, from the insurance company and any other parties that's against you. And truly, he has proven himself by settling well over $120 million. And of course, he has done that primarily for our Caribbean community and beyond. And I'm very proud of that. Over the past 15 years, he has done that. He's a partner in a phenomenal firm, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. And I fully endorse that firm in helping us in multiple capacities where law is concerned. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have Adam Handler conclude and give us his conclusion on the show and give us his conclusion and everything that's going on in a short sense. Okay, as my battery dies out here.
Listen, the message is we're here to help and we're here to act as professional attorneys. We may not be dressed like professionals right now because we're working from home, but beneath the surface, and that's, I guess, the message that we need to send out all over the world, that beneath the surface, no matter what we look like, we're here to do our job and move forward in a positive direction. And we can only do what's in our power. And like I said, I have my responsibilities as a parent and as a friend and a neighbor and a human being about the message I send out and make sure that people understand unequivocally, how I feel about this baloney. We're on Facebook, so I can probably curse, but I don't want to. The BS that's going on, and that's not representative of everybody out there. And that's something I'm struggling with, because in as much as people are judged by the color of their skin in a negative way, if you're a minority, if you're white, you could be judged as well, because you think, oh, they don't care about us. They don't care about me. They're just looking at me as a file. And that's just not true. We look at our clients as family. And like I said, throughout my career, it doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing here or what the color of your skin is. If you want me to be your lawyer, that's a supreme task that's handed to me. And that's a task that I take very seriously. And I know my partner Conrad and my partner Nelson and my partner Fred and my partner Brian and Jillian and Susan, they take very seriously as well. We change lives here at the firm, and we change lives for the better. And that's something we're really proud of, whether it's a personal injury case or immigration case or a real estate case or a matrimonial case or a criminal case. We're doing everything we can to change lives for the better. But unless you have that number saved, we're not going to know about you. We don't hang out at the courts. We don't hang out at the emergency room. We don't hang out at, the immigration offices looking for clients. We don't need to do it. Our clients come to us. And if you want to be a client of this firm and be treated with the respect, the dignity, and the passion that you deserve as a human being, 844-774-3529 is the number you should be saving and using. 844-774-3529 or 844-PPID law. Amazing attorneys that look to do amazing things for amazing people. And Absolutely. The immigration consultations, like we said, are absolutely free. And when Conrad decided to give the green light on this, he said, why not give back to the community that's embraced us? Why not give back to the community that's embraced the case handler, that's made the firm a success? And we are a successful firm, and we are not ashamed of saying that. But it's because of the people that have trusted us with their cases. And that's why we're giving back with absolutely 100% free information over the phone. 844-774-3529. We will continue to do what we do best, and that is fight for everyone. And if it's only fighting for immigrants and only fighting for minorities, so be it. That's the plan that God has for me, and I'm willing to follow it. We welcome everybody, of course, to be our clients, but it seems to be that we're fighting for the underdogs here. And we've been doing this as a firm for decades and decades and decades. Conrad's told us many times that his father spoke multiple languages. And that's because it was important, obviously, for him to be able to communicate with other humans and let them know that there's an individual out there that's willing to fight and willing to stand up for you and willing to work for you, by showing them that respect. And I think the spirit of his father has really trickled down through the decades to the spirit of this firm. And I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Great. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that's Adam Handler. Let's squeeze in a few questions here before we conclude, though. All right. The show is about personal injury and immigration. So let's, and about answering questions. And Conrad just nudged me and said, so what about the questions? All right. No problem. Fine. No problem.
Forget also, I got the bus wrong. It's the B11 bus, right, in Brooklyn, the Brooklyn store.
The B11 bus. You just got to get the trains down.
FYI,
quite sure Ruti will come up with that shortly.
Yes, I believe it's the J. I don't know which train, but it's the Avenue I station. I know that. I don't remember what train.
Now, here someone says the Trump administration has banned green card holder visas until June 23rd. I made an expedite request, which was accepted. Do I still have to wait until June 23rd, or can I fix my interview at the embassy? I don't know what that's all about, but.
Well, first off, the travel ban is probably not ending on June 23rd. It was a 60-day ban issued back in April, and they review it after 60 days. And I can pretty much assure this person and everybody else who's listening that ban is going to be continued. I can pretty much assure you of that. On the contrary, it'll probably be expanded to include other categories. I don't really understand this person's question. However, the ban only applies to relatives of permanent residents and applicants for green cards through employment-based cases that are outside the United States. Again, I don't know that person's situation. I would suggest that he contact us or send us another question elaborating more fully on what his situation is. But I wouldn't get my hopes up, assuming he is subject to the ban right now. I would not get my hopes up that you're going to be approved after June 23rd. I doubt that's going to happen.
Okay. And once again, folks, the number to get yourself a free immigration consultation, 100% free. As Adam Handler, our personal injury attorney and the case handler, noted, it's fabulous that, of course, Conrad Pollack, managing partner of the firm, and his employees and his colleagues decided to extend a 100% free immigration consultation. So call this number, get that phone consultation now, 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPIDLAW. Personal injury, immigration, criminal defense, real estate, business law. It's a full service law firm. Call them 844-PPIDLAW. Here's another question. I am 30 years old and never visited the USA. My father was a USA citizen and he died before my birth. My question is, can I get the USA green card based on that?
It depends. We would need more facts. Was your father born a United States citizen? Did he naturalize? How old were you when he naturalized? Were your parents married? We would need more information.
Well, the father died before he was born.
Again, did his father was the father born in the United States? Did the father naturalize? What year did the father naturalize? We need more answers, unfortunately. Give us a call, 844-774-3529.
Okay, that's 844-774-3529. 844-774-3529. Make that call, ladies and gentlemen, to 844-774-3529. Here's another question, another immigration question. Once again, thank you all so much for joining Cruising with the Case Handler. Ladies and gentlemen, each and every single weekday morning here in the tri-state area on 93.5 FM at 8:30 a.m. Let's get to another immigration questions for Conrad Pollack or Nelson Madrid, the immigration attorneys. My wife received her approval letter for her interview. Now, we are just waiting for the interview date to be sent to us. Once again, gentlemen, I'm reading this verbatim. But the thing is, for some reason, they said that I don't meet the requirements of income to sponsor her. And if I want to, we could get a joint sponsor. But they will leave it up to the person who does her interview. I make more than double the minimum requirements for sponsorship for her. And I told her just to take in my last 3 years of taxes return and my employment letter, plus my pay stubs for this year to show the person that does her interview. So what are my chances for her getting her visa approved? And once again, that's verbatim. Gentlemen?
Conrad, we've seen this before.
Many times.
Where immigration says you don't make the money, but in fact you do. You make a lot more than the minimum required. Obviously, if that's the case, you have to be able to present the evidence to the officer interviewing your wife. But again, unfortunately, listen, something that I frequently say, if immigration were competent and efficient, I'd be unemployed. Trust me, I'm very busy. Okay, very, very, very busy. Unfortunately, again, these are common mistakes that immigration makes. It's not what you say, it's what you could prove. He should have his wife take with her to any interview his tax returns for the last 3 years to demonstrate that he does make enough money. If you have any issues thereafter, give us a call. 844 PPID law.
Also, I doubt this person applied. If he has an interview being scheduled soon, or he's been told he'll be scheduled soon, I doubt that he applied after February 24th when the new public took effect. But if by some chance he did, that could be the problem. All right, because if he filed after February 24th and did not supply that I-944 application, that 19-page form with 10 pages of instructions on how to fill it out, he has more problems than he realizes. And I've been saying this for the past 2 months. It's new, all right? The Immigration Service has not really started hitting people over the head with that 944 issue, but it's coming, folks. It's coming. So if you haven't filed your case yet, or you filed your case after February 24th, 2020, I guarantee you that 944 will become the bane of your existence at some point, and you will look back and you will say, who was that really good-looking lawyer on that show who was talking about the 944? And hopefully we'll still be here, and we'll be able to help you at that point.
I'm glad you stuck some humor in there for today, man. Oh man, it made me laugh. All right, we got one more question.
He's not good looking, or just he said it? You thought you were good looking.
844-774-3529. That's 844 PPID LAW. Call that number, ladies and gentlemen. The consultations are absolutely free. Okay, here's another question. The final question. In DS 260. There's an option about if I ever visited USA and the dates of arrival and departure are required. I was a legal permanent resident of USA when I was a kid, and I visited USA 3 times. There are some dates about my arrival and departure in the passport, but a bit confusing. Will it be a problem if I cannot put the exact dates? I can provide the exact years and months, but slight difference in the dates. And once again, before you even answer that, I'm saying to you all, use an attorney at PPID to handle your case. Gentlemen.
Well, you want to be as truthful as you possibly can. Put whatever dates you think are the relevant dates, the actual dates in the application. And if there's any discrepancy at the time of the interview, you can deal with it at that point. In fact, you want to be proactive at the time of the interview. When the interview begins, tell the examiner, I wasn't sure. I've been here. I had a green card. I don't remember the exact dates, but this is the best of my recollection. Here's my passport. Here's proof. Just show them that you've been trying to be upfront. I don't anticipate that's going to be a major issue. On the contrary, if you're in the United States or in another country and don't mention that on the application, that's misrepresentation. That's a serious problem. I don't recommend you do that.
Absolutely. Once again, folks, this has been Cruising with the Case Handler. It's a show on personal injury and immigration. The number to contact the law firm in those capacities, personal injury and immigration, is 844-PPID-LAW. That's 844-774-3529. If you would like to get a 100% free phone consultation with an attorney off the air, privately and confidentially, call that number now. 844-774-3529. If you would like an excellent attorney to represent you where your accident cases are concerned, you need to call that same number. The man is Adam Handler, the case handler, aka the Shark. 844-774-3529. And if you're watching this, please share the number with your friends, put it on your screen, on your timelines. We do appreciate you, each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful show that we've done for just about an hour, where we shared our views on what's happening, shared our views on personal injury, shared our views on immigration, shared our views on more. We want to say thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in on 93.5 FM, and also, of course, on social media where Facebook is concerned. Now, this has been an attorney advertising, yes, brought to you by the law firm of Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico, and also, of course, priors us with that guarantees similar outcome. But this is a law firm that has proven themselves time and time, over and over again, as to what they can do for us all. Call that number, 844-774-3529, or just store the number in your phone. So when you need an attorney, you make it 844-774-3529. You make it PPID. You make it Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. You make it the case handler, Adam Handler. Thank you all, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Thank you.